Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel, Jen the Librarian. So today I thought I would share with you the top 5 books that I would like to read before the end of summer. So usually as a librarian, I think of summer as June and July because that is when we do our summer reading programs right after the kids get out of school in like late May. But bookishly, I'm thinking of summer as being June, July, and August. So I would like to have read these 5 books by the end of August. We will see if that happens in real life. So let's just get into these books. The first book that I will mention, and I might have already read this. I'm pre-filming this video today, so I might have already read this in the month of June for the emoji-a-thon that I'm doing. But the first book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I just realized I kind of matched this book. Cute. But anyway, I have always wanted to finish this book ever since I read the first half of it in high school and then put it down because I kind of got bored. I'm very familiar with the story because I'm very familiar with the Keira Knightley, Matthew Macfadyen movie adaptation of this story, which I love. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's just gorgeous, like cinematically gorgeous. One of the most beautiful films ever. Anyway, I'm very familiar with the story, but I've always wanted to sit down and actually read the original text, the original book. But I have yet to do that since high school. Yeah, I just got halfway through and got kind of bored and put it down. So I would love to read this by the end of the summer. So that's book number 1. Book number 2, I actually recently got from my library's book sale for $1, and it's wonderfully floppy, and it's actually a large print book too, which I feel like is kind of funny, but I love large print. But that is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I previously owned a different version of this, but I liked this one better, so I kind of traded. Like, I took this one home from our library's book sale, and then I gave them the version that I had as kind of like an even trade. But anyway, I would love to read this. I have yet to read any Agatha Christie, but I would like to read this particular book before the new movie adaptation comes out. And that movie comes out on November 10th of this year. So I do have quite a bit of time before I have to read this. But I just thought it would be fun to read like a summer mystery. To me, it feels kind of more like fall, like a fall mystery or even like a winter mystery. I don't know why, but I would just personally like to have read this and kind of like get it out of the way by the end of the summer because I have a lot of books that I want to read in the fall. So that's book number 2. Book number 3 is probably the most beautiful cover I've ever seen on a book, and that is Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. So this is a kind of a loose retelling, I think, of Jane Eyre, which is one of my favorite books of all time. Only in this one, Jane is an assassin, I think, or a serial killer. I don't know exactly which one. All I know is that it loosely follows the Jane Eyre storyline. So ideally, I would like to reread Jane Eyre before I get to this one. We'll see if that actually happens. I'm very familiar with the story, so I don't feel like I would need to reread it before I read Jane Steele, but I feel like it would just be kind of nice to have it really fresh in my brain before I get to this one. Although, if I don't end up liking this, maybe that wouldn't be a good thing because I love the other one so much. We'll see. But this is book number 3. I absolutely adore this cover, and it was kind of an impulse buy for me because I just saw it circulating booktube a few months ago, and I just feel like I had to have it. And I've heard nothing but good things about it, so we'll see how I feel about it. The next book that I would like to get to by the end of the summer, book number 4, is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I haven't read anything by V.E. Schwab, Victoria Schwab, and I feel like I need to start here. Sorry, I heard a weird noise outside. I think it was some sort of bird. I don't know. The birds and the squirrels outside are in like a constant war with each other. The noises I hear are just astounding. Anyway, I would love to read this book, and I feel like this would be a good one to start with Victoria Schwab's writing, because she has a lot of stuff out there, adult and young adult, but I just feel like I would like this particular series the most. And I've recently heard amazing things about the 3rd book in this series, A Conjuring of Light. So yeah, I would just love to get started on this series, although I've been putting off starting series, especially fantasy series, for a while, just because I've got a lot of standalones that I would love to get through first, and it just feels nice when you can get through a bunch of standalones without having to worry about picking up the next book in the series right away, so it's fresh in your mind. So there's just like this ease of reading standalones that I've just been really liking, especially this year. But I don't want to put this off any longer because I just really want to read this particular trilogy. So this is book number 4. And the last book, speaking of standalones, the last book that I would love to read by the end of the summer, it's just been weighing on my mind and my heart for such a long time. And I've had this book since, goodness, February? I've had it for a while. Sorry, my phone just went out for a second. But the last book that I would love to get to is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And this is a standalone, I think it's a fantasy novel. I don't really know. It sounds like an urban fantasy, kind of like a magical realism type of thing. But it is a standalone following this circus that appears at night, and it follows the characters that are in the circus. I've heard mixed reviews about this, honestly. I don't know how exactly I'm going to feel about it. I kind of match this one too. What is it with red books and me in my red dress? But I've heard amazing, incredible things about this, but I've also heard terrible things about it as well. So I don't know, I'm kind of wondering what side I'm gonna fall on when I finally read this, because it feels like I've had this for forever. But yeah, this is the last book that I would love to read by the end of the summer and just cross it off my list because it just stares at me on my shelf, you guys. And I wonder why I haven't read it. And it's probably because I don't know, I don't want to dislike it, but it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. So those are the top 5 books that I would love to read by the end of the summer. I would love it if you commented down below and let me know your top 5 books that you would love to have read by the end of the summer, or your favorite book that you've read recently. I'm always looking for new recommendations. So, or let me know which of these you think I should read first. I would love to know. So like vote down below and like motivate me to read these books because they've just been on my mind and I just want to read them all at once. So just comment down below and let me know which one you think I should read first. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you liked it, and then subscribe if you'd like to see more bookish content from me. So I will see you guys very soon with another bookish video. Bye.